Welcome. Welcome to the first episode with Coach Ford X. And my name is Justin Ford. You can call me Coach Ford. And I totally look forward to the opportunity to showcasing some of the coaching strategies and techniques I have behind me today. And I'm beta testing this. So be patient with me as I work through uh, live streaming and technique and learn all these things. And so, what's cool about YouTube and these things, and it gives us an opportunity to, discuss, things that we think about or opportunities that we see in the marketplace. And for me as a coach, one of the things that we've developed or things that I've been developing over my time is reframing our thinking and our mental capacity and understanding what it is that we're trying to accomplish on a day-to-day basis. And for me, uh, this here is a huge hurdle and a hurdle I want to overcome. And I'm not promising this video is going to be long. Uh, but yesterday I was blessed and fortunate to have an opportunity to talk to some people about this very much concept, which is reframing your thinking. And so with reframing your thinking, what does that mean? What are we talking about? What are the things uh when I say reframing your thinking, am I talking about? So let's build a picture frame, right? So this right now has a concept in it, and the concept is the whiteboard, the frames, and then the thinking, right? So, but if you think about a picture frame, and there's a picture in there, right? So we're just going to draw whatever you think in there, and these are your thoughts, right? And the lighting is terrible, so bear with me. Like I said, this is a beta test, right? So what I said, we're beta testing. And actually, beta testing is incorrect. It's alpha testing. You're beta testing, right? By you watching this video, you're beta testing for me and getting feedback. So, what is reframing your thinking entail? So, what are some thoughts, right? So, when I first started coaching, right, some of the thoughts that I had were, can I do this? Why am I doing this? Right now, it may not be as extreme for some other people, but you'll get the gist of it. So, right, whenever I'm working with athletes and now getting ready to launch into a different coaching space, some of the things that I've been thinking about was this concept of reframing your thinking and how to help people. So, for me, I notice a lot of people struggle with where they are in life and understanding being comfortable in their skin. So, the first thing that I wanted to do was create videos, and I tussled and I fought myself. And actually, one of my good friends, my big brother, his name's Lemmy Williams, and we're actually getting ready to come out with another show. So check out to come up with Justin and Lemmy. That's gonna be dope. I'm excited for it. And so what am I talking to you about? What is the point? This is a conversation for you, right? I don't know what you're struggling with. I don't know what the things that you're dealing with on a day-to-day basis that may deter you from being the best person that you can be. And that's ultimately what I'm here for, to help you become the best person you can be. I'm testing out my bandwidth, right? I'm testing, right? So bear with me. This is like I'm coaching my kids on the sideline. So I coach basketball. And so I'm talking to the kids. I get excited. So bear with me. Capacity. What is your capacity? Your capacity is based off the life that you want. What do you want, right? So wants. So there's wants and there's needs, right? And there's a great book. If you follow me on social, if you get an opportunity, go to check out Ford X Basketball Club. Hit the link in the bio if it's available. I'm not sure. I'll have to go back and edit this. But wants and needs here, like I grew up here in the needs mindset, right? That was our environment, but I wanted a lot. I wanted a lot of things. But society would tell you like, oh, you shouldn't want. You should work hard and you should focus on your needs and you should only live here, right? Well, here's the problem. There's a lot of things I wanted on the other side of those needs, and there's a lot of things that I wanted to be involved with, and so I struggled with that. I struggled with the fight, like many people do. right? And comment on here if you struggle with it, if you know exactly what I'm talking about. If you don't struggle with it, fine. Then this probably isn't for you. But if you're a person that struggles with wants and needs, right? So, there's a specific life that I wanted. There's a life that I wanted for myself. There's a life that I wanted for my family. There's a life that I want for people involved with me. And in order for those things to happen, I had to reframe my thinking. So here, right? Reframing your thinking. And that is the premise of everything that we're establishing here at Fort X, is helping other people reframe their thinking. Am I a great orator yet? No. I have to reframe my thinking to do this. Am I a great communicator yet? I'm getting there, right? So those are the things I am to become, but it takes time and it takes process. And so, a lot of people want to go straight to the end result. And the end result is simply a distraction. That's all it is. It's a distraction. Notice that as soon as you share your dreams, as soon as you share your hopes and realities, people, the first thing they do, and think about this, I really want you to think about this. The first thing they ask is, why do you want to do that? Why can't you do this? Why can't you do that? And it bothers them. It bothers them that you have the audacity. And I want you to hear me plainly when I say this. The audacity. Give me a second. Get my wipe off. Because now I'm coaching. I'm in coach mode right now. So you have to bear with me. Because you have the audacity, and I want you to hear me. The audacity, right? And what does that mean? You have the audacity to step outside of the things that people want to see for you and not the things that you want to see for yourself. It's crazy. So I'm really motivated. I'm really passionate about this here. I'm really, really passionate. But here's two things, right? If you have things that you want in your life, you're not going to be able to, and hear me very plainly, hang out with people who instantly say, well, what about this? What about this? Like, bro, why be random kill chasers? And so when my buddy said, and my best friend Lemmy, and he was my great friend and buddy of mine, and he goes, why would you let them kill the baby, right? So what is he saying? So they're trying to kill the idea before it comes to fruition. And so because it's trying to come to fruition and they see that you're going to go do something, they want you to be normal because they've seen you in your initial phase. We call it phase one. They saw you in the beginning, right? They didn't see you, right? All the nights you were conjuring up, thinking, creating, being imaginative. They didn't see you in phase one. They saw you who you were before you became the person you're destined to be, right? So it drives me nuts, right? How people want to box you into this little box, right? They're like, well, you used to do this. So what, man? Like life changes. And so what used to be true is no longer true. So what is the truth? We are constantly evolving every single day. And so the thing that baffles me and the thing that drives me to do this thing that I'm doing now is that the amount of people that have the nerve and the audacity to tell you what you can't do. And I cannot stand that mentality. Drives me nuts. And so here's where we're at. Right. So here's some steps to reframe your thinking. One, get around people who are going to encourage you. And I don't mean not hold you accountable. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying all this Houdini magic stuff. But I'm telling you, you got to get real clear, right? And what I mean by real clear, get real clear on who you are. Not what them people tell you you want to be and not what your thoughts say. So your mindset, right? Reframe your thinking. We're going back to mindset. Your mindset has to be retrained. So we have to retrain your thinking. And not only do we have to retrain your thinking, we have to reframe it. So how do we frame it? We change the information that's plugged into it. Right. So somebody help me here because I'm really about to start getting into some concepts here. And so I'll do my best to stay on topic, but I get real motivated and passionate about this here because I'm a coach. And as when I'm coaching kids on the sideline, it's all mental. It's all up here. It's all like, well, you're playing the game. Well, coach, I don't know if I do this. Why can't you do this? I'm telling you as your coach, I believe in you. But somewhere, somebody planted a little bitty seed of doubt. Right. So somebody planted this seed of doubt. And then somebody's trying to plant this seed of encouragement. So pay attention here. right? So they planted this seed of doubt, and then you got this person. So most people put all kinds of energy, rain, and they protect this seed of doubt all the time. They're not afraid to protect this seed of doubt, right? But when you give them an encouraging word, and I'm talking to somebody today, whenever you give them an encouraging word, they're like, I don't know about that. They're ready to dig up the seed because they haven't seen it grow fast enough. Well, let me tell you, the seed of doubt is like a weed. It grows faster than the real crop. Just so you're aware that when you wake up in the morning and you don't see your tree grew, well, guess what? That weed is growing faster than that. Why? Because it's a weed. And we all know as soon as you cut the grass, the weeds popping up. But guess what? That tree you forgot about, and that encouragement, it starts growing. It becomes that little sapling, whatever they call it, right? And then next thing you know, it gets bigger, and it's like here, and it starts to create some branches, right? And then it gets bigger, right? Now it's like, really doing some things. Now you see a little thing popping up. Y'all know them brushes, right? Y'all know the brushes. You get the picture, right? And so I'm not gonna play games with people, right? I want you to get the picture. The picture is here. What are you watering, right? What are you cultivating? What are you developing in your life, right? And so we have to reframe your thinking. Do not be the person that waters the seed of that. Those are weeds. I want you to think in terms of weeds. Okay. Now I'm going to redo this video, right? And I'm going to redo and I'm going to reapply the concepts. But I wanted to give this as a live example from where I am now to where I'm going to become. I have an ultimate vision and a thought into the person I'm going to become. I know I have a want. I have want, right? And so give me 1 second. So I have wants and I have things that I want for my life. I have a vision, my vision that God has given me. Very plain. You see this name on the shirt, FordX. That means something. You see the little logo in the corner. If you see it, FordX Media. I'm building something because I have a grand vision. Now, people instantly, as soon as I started sharing what I'm going to do, now, mostly I use it as motivation. I love when people tell me what I can't do, right? Because how dare you have the audacity to tell a person like me who comes from no parents? My parents died. My mother died when I was 3. My father died before the month I was born. So how can you tell a person who's overcome all that what they can and cannot become when I'm here today to tell you that I'm here? Right. So because of that thinking and because of the all of the thought process, people try pouring into you their limitations because they can't do it. They'll limit you on what you can do, but they'll sit up here and watch you doing it and be like, huh, that's impressive. Yeah, I know it's impressive. So I want to help somebody here today. I want to encourage you. And I hope that you get something from this video. The video is not perfect. The quality is not perfect. I don't care. This is what I wanted to do. If God put it on my heart today to get up and do this video because I've been putting it off, well, guess what I decided to do? I'll put the video on. So I'm playing the video. I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing because either I'm watering and I'm going back to the board. Either I'm watering the seeds of doubt and I'm babying that bad boy, or I'm watering and feeding encouragement and the vision and the wants that I have for my life. So how do you get to this question? Great question. How do you get there? You have to. And here's the first thing to do. And when you're getting through phase 1, you got to practice. You got to practice. And what I mean by practice? Great question. I'm a coach. I told you I'm a coach, right? I coach. I coach basketball. I coach athletes, right? And so there's no difference in coaching an athlete and coaching and developing people because it's the same things. It's the same mentals. And if we're notice that athletes usually do better, right? I'm a former athlete. They usually do better because they've had to overcome 1, self-doubt. 2, they had to develop self-confidence. 3, self-perseverance. There's all kinds of skills that relate to this game of basketball, and not just basketball, sports in general, right? And so now we're saying, how do we take that into non-sports realm? It's the same thing, right? Practice. How do we practice? The first thing I would practice. The first thing, and there's a book called The Art of, and I got the book somewhere over here. The Art of Saying No, what? Right? But before you practice Art of Saying No, you got to say yes to your life, right? And who you want to be. not what they tell you you're going to be, right? Not who they're going to tell you to be, but who God has said you're going to be and who you have and what vision you have for your life. So the first thing you're going to do is practice vision casting and saying yes to saying yes to your life. To your life. Now, notice I very plainly say your life. Then, three, when you get real clear on those things, everything else falls in line. Okay. And so I get passionate about this subject. I had a good conversation with my cousin yesterday, and we discussed these things, and she asked me, what led you to this moment? And so, that was a good question. And what led me to this moment was at the end of my junior year, we had lost the state championship game in 2008. And, I went up to my coach and I asked him, our assistant coach, Rob Harlow, shout out to Rob, much love and admiration for this conversation. He was very honest with me. I said, Coach, what's it going to take for us to get back to state title game? Like, I'm serious, because all we heard was that the senior class before us, uh, they carried us, and my homeboy, who's a head coach down in a school here in Ironton, Missouri, they said, you was carried by that team, and that did something to me because I'm a competitor, right? And I'm like, wait, what? And so he said, man, Justin, you need to lose 50, not 50. He said, Justin, you need to lose 10, 20 pounds to really help us next year. And I said, okay. And so I'm telling my cousin this story, and so I went into the shop room with our teacher, Mr. Warner, and I said, "Hey, you got a scale in there?" Mr. Warner goes, "Yeah." So I jumped on the scale. We measured myself out. I came in at 260. So I was motivated at that time, and so because I was motivated at the time, uh, you know, my cousin at that time through marriage, and now cousin at the time, but anyways, Jeffrey Thomas, he was he was running a construction company, and I said, hey, uh instead of paying me to work for you, will you teach me how to be a better basketball player? And that moment, so in that moment, when I went and asked Coach Harlow about what is it going to take to get back to the mountaintop, right, which was the state championship game, reframing your thinking. So this is not something I'm just telling you, this is something that I lived, right? And so I said, what's it going to take to get back to that state championship game? You don't understand, if you've never been a part of a team, you don't understand what it's like to get to the mountaintop and then have to come back down without that prize. It's hard. And then a motivated person, and saying, okay, I got to get back there. So these things translate and correlated to this day, right? And so I'm telling them, hey, that's what I'm gonna do. So I get with Jeffrey. We hash out a plan. I mean, he's dogging me, but it takes some internal motivation, intrinsic, because I had a vision for things that I wanted. I wanted to get back to this mountaintop, right? Like I have for my life today. And there's some things that I want to get to. There's some motivations that I have. There's some things that I want to accomplish, and I'm going to accomplish those things. Nothing's going to stop me. The train has left the station. The belief was already planted, right? And I go back to my illustration, right? At one point, I was watering this person, and I left this. And lucky enough, God held and preserved that seed that I had already had created within me, right? And so we all had that opportunity. We all have to find our moment of clarity and find the reframe of thinking. It's what happens once we get there is where I come in. As a coach, I'm helping my players come to the realization that they can succeed and they can do it. And so once we get that done, moves to the next steps. And so I'm going to continue to talk about this series. There's a lot to break down. I just wanted to get the first one done. I wanted to have conversations, and I'll expand on some conversations that I had. Give some people to check out the video. I really want to get better at this, and that's what I want. I have a vision for FordX, for the parent company FordX LLC, and then and FordX Media and all the subsidiaries that are below. I have a vision and a dream. Okay, let me put this out to the world, and I want it to be a replay. I have a vision and dream. I have a defined objective. I'm not going to say go, because the goal is simply, I told y'all, results are a distraction, right? So instead of getting the nuggets and the meat and potatoes of this conversation, people are going to be like, well, the light, the camera, his handwriting, blah, blah, blah. Them type of people I don't want to work with you. I'm telling you very plainly right now, I don't want to work with you. If you came here to do all the whoop and clan around, but man, then turn the video off. You don't have to watch it. That's just your choice. That's what you want to do. You want to finish it, fine. But for everybody else, I'm going to improve. That's just a natural progression. But you don't improve until you start. As a basketball player, I was not that good, but I had to start somewhere. Excuse me. So you have to start somewhere, right? And so all of these naysayers and all these people and the person inside here, really, that's the person you got to be. If you can beat this person, and I mean that self-doubting person, because they both live inside you. Yeah. This self-doubting person, because society program, you don't grow up with it. You don't have that from start. Trust me, I was a kid without no parents, so that tells me that somewhere along the line, somebody planted a seed of doubt in me. I didn't have that. I didn't have that at all. Okay, so this person had it was with me from birth. Clearly, God designed that within me because I had lost both parents early in life. So I could have very easily chosen to do the route that most people, which is woo 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 me. No, forget that. I'm about to be successful. I'm gonna be ultra successful through failure, sticking thing. I'm gonna do all that because nothing's going to stop this. So yeah, I thank God. And I continue to improve. And and while I'm on the subject, people always find the dirt, right? They always try covering you with dirt. Good, let them use it. Use your nurturing soils. Let it work on you. Let it develop you as a person, individual. Until the next video. This has been the first lesson in reframe your thinking. Hopefully you got something from it. Check us out at fordxmedia.com, on my personal website, coachfordx.com. I got a lot of exciting things that I'm in the development of works, but this was the last component to that, right? So I have a very strategic plan that I'm putting together. So I love whiteboards, right? I love whiteboards because I can have those conversations and I can put it all together and I can put compounds. And I'm a coach, so all I do is work on whiteboards, showing players concepts. So as a client, wherever you are, you're just a viewer, great. I'm happy that you're here. Subscribe to the channel, 4X Media. So reframe your thinking. So this has been Reframe Your Thinking with Coach Ford X. I appreciate y'all jumping in. Pardon my excitement and my enthusiasm. I'll improve. I'll get better. The thing is, you got to practice. And I already said it. You got to practice before you can get good. And you have to develop it. And then you have to get the data. And then as a coach, so when I'm sitting down with players, I say, hey, here's the data. Here's what your metric says. Here's are the things that we need to do to improve. And so how do we continue to build off that? But you can't do it one time and expect to be good. You can't do it two times and expect to be good. No one in history has done something one or two times and improved, right? So you have to develop and improve every single day. And the more you do it, the more it gets better. It's like writing, right? So I wrote a book, right? And so I'm looking at the book, how can we improve it? And so the book's called Just Do Your Job. I'm excited about that. It's being released on my birthday. But no, I'm excited. I got the first one done. I'm ready to improve. I'm already thinking about making improvements to the next one, like camera, lighting, conditions, all those different things. But you got to start somewhere, and you got to improve. Now I see why they have those little ring lights and all that stuff. So no, it's cool, man. So I'm excited, and I hope y'all have a good day. Go out and do something. So don't watch this video. All you critiquers, y'all are funny because you have nothing better to do, but that's your job. That's what you want to do. You want to sit on the internet and critique and do all that? Fine. That's your life. Do that. Do what you want to. Just hit the subscribe button and help me out with that monetization. So I appreciate it. Have a great day.